Facebook. I'm so happy and proud. I met this young guy. I call him young because, well, I'm the opposite. Matt Guinn is such an amazing spirit and talent. Oh my gosh. I was at Harvey's Comedy Club and I looked over and he was up at the bar and I could tell he was a young superstar coming into the scene in Portland. Sure enough, already, how long have you been in comedy, Matt Guinn?
About 2 years.
About 2 years, yeah. He's open for Eric Rivera, Jim Jeffries, and he's going to be doing a September show for Jake Silberman, which is like top shelf comedy in Portland, Oregon. That's the best there is. Did I leave out anybody you opened for?
I think you nailed it on the head there.
2 years in the business from SoCal. What city are you from in SoCal?
I'm from Santa Clarita.
Which is above LA.
Yes, very slightly above LA. If you know where Six Flags Magic Mountain is, 10 minutes from there.
Nice. So you came into the comedy scene through which comedy club? I actually don't know. What?
It was actually Helium. Helium was where I got my start.
In Portland?
Yeah, Helium in Portland is where I got like my actual start. But it seems like once my current girlfriend started taking me more to like Harvey's and going there, they're a lot more laid back. They give you more time, and it just seems like people there were just nicer and were there to offer you better advice on how to go forward.
That's a wonderful thing. Rachel, thank you so much for doing that. Rachel, off to your right.
Yep, right over here.
You show does Rachel like to come on screen for people to see how gorgeous your girlfriend is? Look how beautiful she is. Hi, Rachel.
Be jealous.
Yeah, that was awesome that you brought him to Harvey's. He's just taken off from there, hasn't he?
He has. He's really grown so much. He's learned so much. He's excelled so much at comedy. He's just like, all these opportunities are coming left and right, all these possibilities for him. It's a great, great thing to see.
Do you know what a big deal it is for him to open for Jake Silberman 2 years into the business?
I know, and I'm so incredibly proud.
Yeah, and already the other heavy hitters he's worked for, but Jake's done comedy around the country.
Yeah.
So yeah. So tell me, Matt, Rachel, you're so supportive and I'm sure you'll let him do anything that comes his way. Where do you guys think that Matt's going to be reaching out to do comedy? Or like, are you at liberty to say what's in the works? Because you look like you got the cat with his paw in the food.
I mean, it could, wherever the wind takes me right now.
Yeah.
That's just the way I'm going with it right now.
Do you hang out at Harvey's and schmooze with the entertainers coming through?
I would if I could.
Yeah, right now it's closed.
Yeah, I absolutely would if I could.
You can't even get into the Shanghai tunnels right now, can you?
Yeah, you can't go anywhere right now. It's very unfortunate.
Yeah, how are you guys doing with the pandemic in Portland?
It's working out in our favor.
It's working out in our favor. I have 2 jobs. Matt has a really nice supportive job that he can work from home with, other than comedy. So it's been great. It's worked out in our favor because we've had so many opportunities come up during this time that we didn't think were possible. So yeah,
Uber Eats pays a lot right now.
Do they really? Wow.
Yeah. It's because no one can go
restaurants
out.
Are closed,
so everyone
delivery services are great.
Yeah, no one can go out, so everyone orders in.
I ordered food from Denny's, a $4 meal by the time I got it. And I might have tipped twice, I don't know, but it was like $20 for a $4 meal.
That sounds about right. Sounds like Vegas.
Right. We just ordered food just now, and it was
Where'd you order from? I miss all my old haunts.
Noodles and Company. So
ooh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotta love pasta.
Pasta food.
Yeah. So what have you taken? What pieces of advice have you gotten in comedy that have gotten you this far in only 2 years? And I don't mean that as a put down. You're not like a 2-year comic.
Oh, not at all.
No.
Like I can turn this in anyway. I mean, really the biggest piece of advice is you never know who you're going to perform for. You never know who you're going to like end up talking to. And that's kind of like how I ended up getting my start was Rachel and I were just sitting at the bar and we were talking to this guy next to us named Kurt, and he pretty much says, yeah, I'm new here, and I've got a show that I'm promoting coming up, and I'm just looking for some raw talent. And I'm like, well, hello. And so
Wow.
yeah, and so it's just like, all right, you know what, it's just a proven fact. You just don't know who you're actually performing for, because there could be anybody up there.
Yes, and you never know, like it pays to talk to people. It pays to be nice. It pays to sit around and schmooze with people.
Gotta schmooze a little bit. And you know, my friend here from Jack Daniels always helps.
Yeah, a little bit of loose.
All of his classic drinks at home. He made me a apple martini, apple tea.
Whoa, holy, that's sexy.
Yeah, I really is. I'm my own personal bartender here. It's great being quarantined.
Rachel, what are the 2 jobs you do?
I do a delivery service right now, and I also work for a coffee company. Not a coffee shop, but it's a coffee retail company. So we sell really bougie coffee machines.
Wow. Are you at liberty to say what bougie company that is?
No, they're not paying her, so no.
Good for you, Matt. Stop that. So what did you say you're drinking, Matt?
Oh, Gentleman Jack.
Gentleman Jack. Okay. So is there any talk in Portland about a soft opening or phase 1 or anything like that?
Things are slowly starting to open.
Very slowly.
As of May 17th, I'm getting some emails from retail stores, a lot of curbside going on right now for companies. My personal job is going to be doing curbside soon, probably in June. So we're getting used and familiar with that. And then things are going to slowly start opening up, you know, if you're wearing masks, things like that, of course. So right now we're kind of in the starter of phase 1.
Yeah. That's good.
For me, really, my job hasn't changed.
Yeah. So tell me about your writing process, Matt, because look at your when I look at Matt, Rachel, I can see his comedy mind at work. You know, he's almost like a Steve Martin kind of guy. Do people ever say that comparison?
I've had that comparison before.
Yeah, I see that Steve Martin wheel turning in your head. Like, should I say this? No, I should filter.
Well, it's more like, should I say this? Well, yeah, that should. No, like really for my writing process is I've got my special notebook that I always sit down with. And the thing is, whenever I need to get like in the mindset of writing, I'll listen to like 3 really heavy, crazy death metal songs just to kind of like get my juices flowing, get that all in the rhythm. And then I'll just kind of like think about, okay, what interesting thing has happened in my life? Or talk about some interesting people that are in my life that I have. And so like I've got this new bit I'm working on where my mom just consistently tells me how big of a disappointment I am to her. And, you know, we'll see if that's true or not. I don't know. But I love my mom. If she's watching, I love my mom. But, you know, it's just like, you know, take the actual stuff that's happened and then just kind of like put my own twist on it, exaggerate a little bit. And it's okay to laugh at myself because I'm a joke. I'm a walking joke.
Me too.
Yeah.
Lately, I've been doing comedy about how I started a little bit of finding my voice in Portland, not much. And lately, I've just been really figuring out, with the help of a coach, that my voice is, I really don't care. I'm going to do what I want. And I love getting older. And don't you dare ignore me.
That's right. Yeah, no. And no one could possibly ignore you, Linda.
I'm so silly. I was out walking on the Las Vegas Strip last night, you guys. Mm-hmm. And there were tweakers to the left of me, tweakers to the right. So I walked in the middle of the median to be safe. And a policeman stopped me. He had the audacity to stop me and ask me why I'm jaywalking. And I'm like, you don't even know what jaywalking. You have to go from one side of the street to the other to be a jaywalk. I'm walking parallel to the street. I'm not jaywalking. Yeah. Like when we got past that, he's like, why are you doing this? I said, because I'm scared. And he goes, well, maybe you should stay home. I'm like, you're the one that's a policeman out here without a mask in the middle of a pandemic. How's that working for you?
There you go. And you say there's tweakers to the left and tweakers to the right. Are you sure you weren't in Portland?
I was right by Harvey's. Man, that neighborhood. Is Portland taking good care of the homeless in this pandemic?
No,
No, wow.
never.
Ugh.
No, like that whole big giant area for the homeless, that's gone.
If anything, it's gotten worse.
If anything, it's gotten a lot worse. Yeah.
Gosh.
It's unfortunate.
Man, my dad used to fight for the rights of the homeless in Portland. He would be rolling over in his grave right now. He probably is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, like, they're people too, and most of the homeless that I've had my interactions with, they're good guys. They're good people. Like, they're just down on their luck, or they've made some unfortunate choices that just kind of backfire, and they're just trying to get their head back on straight.
That's all it is. And in like this pandemic, if it's taught us nothing, any one of us could be without anything in a heartbeat.
Yeah, it really could. I've had numerous friends lose their jobs, a couple of them had to move back in with their parents, and I was just fortunate enough to be a essential worker, and it works out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's so weird because people used to tell us comics how brave we were. And I don't think they'll be doing that for quite a while.
Oh, probably not.
Sad, those days are gone.
If anything, the people in the crowd are brave now because they got to actually be around everybody. We're on stage. We're safe.
The worst we can do.
Yeah.
What, Rachel?
He's doing the 6 feet. No one else.
Yeah. Have you done anything with comedy out, social distancing comedy? Because some people have done things at drive-throughs or 6 feet apart. Have you done anything, or just home writing and working?
Right now it's just home writing and working. I mean, I have my my buddies that come over with this new job I'm working, and they love my stand-up. And so, like, when I have new bits and new material, I'll test it out on them, and I've got a lot of new material coming. So
that's great.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Are you going to do any comedy on the pandemic, or are you going to leave it alone?
Oh, of course I'm going to do comedy on the pandemic.
There's two schools of thought. Some people are like, no, and others like, of course I'm gonna.
Well, yeah, it's too funny to not.
It's such a big elephant in the room to not touch it.
Well, I mean, no, I'm gonna touch everything. And then, like, if the people come to my show and get offended, well, they paid me to say it, so what do I care?
So ridiculous how people get offended. It's nutty.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you're gonna pay for a babysitter, 2 drinks, a ticket, and sit there and be judgy.
Yeah.
Like, loosen up.
It's a comedy show. Like, you're supposed to laugh at stuff. And if you get offended, well, number 1, I'm sorry. Number 2, won't happen again. Number 3, 1 and 2 are lies. And number 4, fuck off.
It's so weird because, you know, really what's happening when we're saying that we're getting offended is we're stripping away the freedom of speech.
Yeah.
And we're doing it in such a passive aggressive, manipulative way, saying it's offensive. Well, no, used to be you could say anything, but not anymore.
Yeah.
We need to fight for our rights to be able to say what's on our mind. We're humans. Why can't we talk?
Exactly. Let us talk and let us make light of a situation that's driving everyone nuts.
Yeah. So who in your life has been the biggest inspiration to get you to do comedy, and who's been the biggest inspiration since you've been in? Rachel. I had a sneaky suspicion. She's support. I've talked to you're like my 206th interview. This is the second time I've interviewed you, once at Harvey's, both of you. Mm-hmm. She's the most supportive of any other person that's been around a comic. You are so, I can see it oozing out of her. Like, totally, like, I think she worships the ground you walk on.
No, if anything, I worship the ground she walks on. But
well, then it comes back to you tenfold.
Yeah.
If you make a woman feel special, you'll never regret it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You're invited to the wedding, Linda.
Oh, totally.
Wait, is one coming?
Eventually.
I want to know the date. I will be there.
Oh, absolutely.
Right, definitely.
But I'm going to have a dilemma whose side to sit on.
Oh no, we're gonna actually collaborate. So we're gonna have no sides. Everyone takes a seat.
That's
It's
smart.
two people coming together. It's gonna be one group.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work.
Who came up with that stupid idea anyway? Probably a baby boomer.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. So what do you think about the world taking time out to reheal the ozone layer? We're going
Sure.
deep.
I mean, anything to piss off the flat Earth Society more, but
And then there's no sports. How in the world?
okay. I think that tennis should still be allowed. For the record,
They're
okay?
doing 6 feet.
Yeah, they're way more than 6 feet apart. I think tennis should still be allowed.
I
That and
agree.
ping pong, maybe pool, dart throwing, all those sports where like the professionals make
Bowling.
$20,000 a year and nothing else.
What about watermelon spitting? Are we going to have to do away with that?
Nah, that's fine.
I like the way during a pandemic that comics are the voice of reason. Have you noticed, like, comics will get on TV and they'll go, we just need to take it easy, and it's like, this is a worldwide pandemic and we're listening to comics. Well, anything's better than, what's his name? Fosse, whatever.
You mean CNN?
Yeah. All of them, Pat.
It's true because like us comedians, we're not going to hold anything back. And if the whole world is scared right now of what's going on, then, that's fine. But it's time to just make light of the situation. And we're living in it. There's nothing we can do about it except make fun of it. And let's just laugh and stay together.
Have a good time. Make it through.
There was this one thing I saw a while back where once this whole thing started, everybody wondered, what is South Park going to do? And I'm like, well, everyone needs to laugh. So who knows what they're going to do?
I'm telling you, everybody, when I first started doing these Zoom interviews here in Vegas at the beginning of the pandemic, I was literally doing it because I was so depressed and I was just checking in on other comics. And then every time I checked in on somebody, it made me feel so good. I wanted to make another connection, and it just led to where I kept doing more of them.
Mm-hmm.
And like, we're going through something, all of us humans are going through something we never thought would ever happen. I mean, never. Some of us thought it would, but so like the worst time in my 69 years we're going through.
Yeah. Sometimes I just look outside. I cannot believe what's going on.
I know.
But we're living in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have to cope. We're going to have to find a way to cope.
There's going to be some type of new normal that I cannot wait to make fun of.
So do you want to tell any comedy so people who tune in can hear a little bit about you?
What's that?
On stage?
What's that?
Do you want to say a few jokes or a bit, or do you want to leave that to where they go and find?
Yeah, I'll give you a little something. So
Okay.
Here, I'll even give you a pandemic joke, all right?
Okay.
So back when the pandemic was first starting out, nobody was wearing masks or anything. And I went to the bank and I was waiting in line like everybody else. And all of a sudden, two guys came in with guns saying, get on the ground now. And they're wearing masks and everyone's thinking, oh no, they've got COVID. We're so scared. And then they held up their guns saying, get on the ground. And the whole line of people went, oh, thank God. And I've never seen someone get so calm when there's a gun in place. But if you want my advice, the way that the toilet paper buying would make it stop, just make the made in China symbol a whole lot bigger. That'll stop
it. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll stop a lot.
I mean, didn't this thing all start from China or something, just like everything else?
Yeah, the whole world has gone batshit crazy.
The world really has. And I think it's funny.
When I was little, America had their teeth, America was out against Japan for a while. We've had different enemies that we've taken puck shots at in different periods. We were allowed to hate different groups, right? And when we hated Japan, we weren't allowed to buy anything made in Japan. So Japan opened up a city and called it USA. So that on the packaging it said made in USA, but we thought it was USA.
That's funny.
Yeah, that was a true story too.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? So do you have plans to come out to Vegas to catch some huge entertainment out here?
Well, always. Well, yeah, no. Once the stimulus checks, which should come anytime. Yeah, I'd love to come to Vegas. Vegas is fun.
Yeah, you have to come out here because there's little shows and medium-sized shows, and I don't know if you know people that book little and middle-sized shows. I don't have connections in the big places yet, but I know people that can get you on some of the shows that are small and middle.
Right. Okay.
It's something.
Definitely. Anything. If I can perform in Vegas, why not?
Yeah. There's some good people out here that take care of you. So
yeah, absolutely.
So what's been happening before the pandemic started, Matt? What was happening in Portland comedy that's of interest?
Really, it was just a lot of open mics I was hitting up. During the winter time, it kind of slows down a little bit, especially because just moving into the new apartment, it was kind of like tough to find time and get out there a little bit more. But really, it was just a lot of open mics. I did a couple of shows just in small bars you remember Hijinks, right?
Yes.
Yeah, did a couple of shows with him that he booked me on, and so that's always fun to do. And yeah, that was really a whole lot going on. I did a couple of hosting gigs. It was a good time.
Very good. Do you like hosting?
I do like hosting because I can kind of, it's not like I get my usual 10-15 minute set or whatever it is. Instead, I get a 5-minute set, and then I get a 1-minute set in between each one. And so I can keep going up there. People will continuously remember who I am, and then it can just work on booking more.
That's cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd love to see you host, but I'd rather see you feature and headline.
Oh, I want to feature and headline very badly. That's the goal for hopefully by the end of the year. Well, maybe depending on how the pandemic goes. Hopefully by the end of the year, I can start doing some headline shows.
Well, hopefully on here, some of the club owners around the country that watch will see you and see what a bright young star you are. Because that's the only thing that I saw when I saw you is bright young star.
I still remember to this day, Linda, it was my third open mic coming back to comedy at Harvey's, and Hijinks took that time off, and you were the one that brought me up on stage and introduced me, so I still remember that.
Oh, man.
Yep, it was my third show back.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Well, is there anything you want to say that I didn't ask that you want to tell people or anything?
It's really just September 5th, Jake Silverman. It's going to be a great show. It was originally a 420 show, but I mean, when has that ever really stopped Portland from partying in September anyways? So we'll just celebrate 420 on September 5th. Rob Frisna and Adam Pazia is going to be on the show with me. If I said their names wrong, my bad. But yeah, no, it's going to be a great show, and come on out, hit me up. I'll get you some tickets.
Super. So if you're going to Portland, you guys, look up Matt Guinn. And if you need a good person to come out and host or feature or do a guest spot, Matt Guinn's your guy. He's funny. I guarantee he'll bring down the house.
Always.
He's guaranteed to bring down the house, and he works well with others.
I do. I try to. Most of it.
Thank you so much, Matt. I'll head on out.
Thank you, Linda.
Rachel, thank you so much. I appreciate you too. Mm-hmm. Bye. Love you guys. Don't forget to hit me up for the wedding.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Bye.